You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
All right, guys.
You take the
Yeah. All right. So, I just finished listening to Marfoogle a few minutes ago, and that was interesting. I was like, wow. He actually shouted me out. I appreciated that. Thanks, Marf. But it got me to thinking, like, which day was he talking about? You know, because that's, I mean, some heavy stuff. Piqued my curiosity. I'm just waiting for people to come in case anybody, you know, like, he read out a comment, like, like, someone was like, oh, I really look forward to your show. I stay up. I get that, because I do too. I always love having a show on. I usually fall asleep to it sometimes, just because I'm East Coast. Sometimes real late. And I have a daughter. I gotta get up when she starts crying. So I don't get much sleep, but I don't require much sleep. But I'm not gonna be doing like an all-nighter show tonight. Just if some people just want to call in, if there was something they really wanted to get off their chest, if they planned on calling us tonight, and just in general, if you just want to get something off your chest. Right now, let me see what's in the chat. So okay. Yeah. So anyone who's new, earlier we were going over this F-35, and it's the F-35A. And the F-35, this F-35, it was Japanese, and if you remember, there was this huge buy that Trump was really big on with Japan, and that was for F-35s. Actually, 127 of them over the next 10 years at 127 million apiece. Did it just happen to be the same, or am I mixing one of the numbers? Maybe 100. Oh, it's right here. 147, and they're 127, so even more. And so it's a huge buy of F-35s. Now there's F-35As, which is what crashed with Japan, which I should add, most of these are made in America, but since they got the technology, they ended up having a plant there too. Their plant's the one that built this, so it kind of increases the level of the chance of foul play to me. It was made over there. I just don't think they have. You would think they would, but it might be more difficult with so many enemies so close to keep everything under. Maybe, I don't know. It's a very interesting story because, this is state of the art. Like they're not just getting all 147 right now. They're gonna get them, and they're gonna in continual shipments over the next decade. That shows you how state of the art. It's still gonna be relevant, brand new to the Japanese in 8-9 years. And that's brand new, so they expect it to still, be formidable. And they project it to still be formidable that far down the road. That's what blew my mind. It's like, why would you want something from 10 years ago, like in 9 years, brand new? Yeah, but you want them all, right? But I guess they're about costing that much, and all the technology that's in them is probably hard to build. But I don't know. and we can meet that order. But then again, they're not the only country that was selling them to. Many countries, but that was that was one of our big deals with Japan as far as the F-35s. And if you guys remember, if you're thinking this sounds familiar, it's because the F-35B in South Carolina this year had those problems. That's like the Marine Corps one. That's the one that can like take off vertically. And there was a crash on one of those, something like that, a crash. And so it was the second time. And then the F-35C is made to take off a aircraft carrier. It's with the U.S. Navy. Just a little bit on that. It's interesting. It's just something that state of the art. I mean, it's still going to be worth it, brand new, and I mean, imagine the technology on this thing. And Japan, they are so technologically advanced. For them to be buying it from us, and these are stealth jets, of course. So I mean, it's really something for one of those who just disappear off radar. They have no idea what happened to him. They send all these search teams out. He wasn't alone. He was with 3 other pilots. So there's 3 other F-35As in the sky with him. There were 4 of them. One of them just like disappeared, and they supposedly found some wreckage near where he went off the blimp. I mean, these things must be going so fast, and they're stealth, so they're could be at a certain altitude, low or high, that could be, that can make it difficult to keep track of each other. But then again, you would think that there's some type of radar system right away, if somebody's out of the fight, so you're gonna know if he's gone or something, I don't know. They claimed that there was like a some type of distress thing, like right before it went off the radar. So made by Lockheed Martin, by the way. And more than 320 of the fighters operate from 15 American bases worldwide. Wow. That's interesting. So, if anybody wants to call in, by the way, I don't know if the phone number's been put in chat. I probably should have did that, but usually the mods do that. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, anyone who's new here, that's why I was going over the stuff that we went over before. I just wanted to kind of give them the heads up about that, because that's big news, and you don't hear it everywhere, That's huge news. I mean, that means that most likely China, a country like that, did something to mess with it. The North Korean, their cyber warfare team is very impressive as well, believe it or not. So if anyone wants to call, put in the phone number. Yeah, is that right? Yeah. I put it in? Is that in? Yeah. Alright, so, here we go. Hello?
Hey, this is Jerry.
Oh, hey, Jerry.
You did see what Marv was talking about, right?
No, I was trying to figure. He said there was one day last week we talked about it the whole time, and I was thinking, what day? I was like, I remember Friday's show being crazy, but no, I didn't put 2 and 2 together at all.
I don't know how to put this.
You can on my channel. I don't mind you saying it.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad.
All right, hold on a second, and then I'll decide how I want to Alright, I took your speakerphone, so. This is crazy. From, where?
I don't know. It got over our border on a truck. That's what he was talking about.
Huh. Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
you decide whether you want to tell them that Dad got over the border on a truck if people see him.
Well, sometimes things can look like one thing and be another.
Well, just that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. If he knows about it, the intelligence services know about it, the military knows about it, and it's taken care of already. Like, seriously.
Well, that's what he was talking
Yeah, it's probably already taken care of. But yeah, I wouldn't worry. I just don't want you worrying because I can tell in your voice. I was wondering. I knew. I could tell. I was like, huh, he's acting different on this one. Talking about family time. That's when you know. You know? So that's what.
about. Okay. Well,
So.
there goes Peter, so nobody thinks we're talking about your underwear.
Alright, off speaker. Yeah. Before I took her off, she said, take her off speaker before people think I'm asking about your underwear.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I'm going to let somebody else call in because right now
No,
I don't
thank
know
you.
what to
That was,
say.
yeah, I know. I don't know how to follow that. All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Cool. Now, all right. I don't know how to handle it because I just basically like scared the hell out of everybody. Yeah, someone got it. So, yeah, yeah. It seems like you guys know. At least one of you know what's going on. How about that? How about we put it that way? Someone in the chat got it right. So that's all. I'm not gonna. That's it. Because it's too. I don't know enough about it to, I don't just say things to say, but what I heard, what I heard, and probably a good source, but yeah, it's in the chat right now, but. Yeah, so if anyone wants to call in, you guys have the number there. Otherwise, we normally go over some of the news, but tonight I was just basically going over the F-35, a little bit of Q stuff, just to touch on it. I just like to keep track of it. I'm not like convinced of it, although I mean, how many coincidences, which makes me worry it could be AI. That's my opinion. Yeah. But she was very worried, I don't want people worried and stuff, it's not, I don't want that. I mean, I was like, damn, like, which show? Because he said it was like, well, we talked about it on one of the shows this week, like, a lot. I'm like, what show is that? I don't know. Hi, how you doing, mysterious woman? Paige Robinson, Country Mouse. A lot of new faces in here tonight. Elizabeth Champagne. Anyone feel free to call in. There's an opportunity to call, be on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. Wow. Wow. Nothing much really. Just we had one call. But it was very sensitive material that um, just it's I no. I just don't want to worry people because I can't personally say I've confirmed anything. So and it's only at worst you know something that could happen like But yeah, if anyone who wants to call, we got a message. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna check if there's anything breaking quick. Let's see. Just real quick, just see if there's anything going on that we don't know about. What is that? This computer is like our second computer in as many. Oh, you know what? You're going to charger. All right, so yeah, please feel free to call in. You guys have the number. Because I only had that little bit of. Oh man, it's been on this the whole time. I thought it was on screen share. Alright, yeah, I had to move it, and plug it in. Alright, so if anybody wants to call in, that's the whole point. If not, um, you know, I've already gone over that news twice, actually more than twice today. But then again, let's check out the chat, see what's going on here. Because I've already got a lot of interesting information here. Country Mouse. Hey, why do my messages keep getting deleted? I don't know. I mean, I'm getting them. I've been seeing them. Yeah, I've been seeing them. But I mean, I could guess. So okay. Alright, so no callers yet. That's fine. Oh, there we go. How you doing? This is Red Pill. Red Pill News. How you doing? Hold on one second. All right. So what's your name?
Just call me Drop.
Drop. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hey, I was going to mention one thing. When they sell those F-35s or any other power plant to another country like Israel or Japan, what they do is they actually just sell them the power plant, and then they put their own components in. So, they put their own radar systems in, electronic control systems, radar, whatever.
So then, since it was built in Japan, they're more susceptible. You think?
Yeah, it's like Israel. Every time
Yeah,
they send them an F-16, F-35,
Yeah.
they put all their components in their planes. They just get the power frame and the engine.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's definitely possible. Yeah, that's probably actually true.
Right.
Good
I'm
information.
sure we'd like to steal some
Yeah,
of
that's
Israel's
interesting.
components, you know?
I wonder how much of our intelligence though that we do kind of like let them have.
Well, I don't want to
Little
get into
things that
no
are
hide and
beneficial to
everything else.
everybody, and nothing too nothing that gives away anything for us. It's beneficial for everybody. You know.
Well, they pretty much fund everything, and they've got
Yeah,
the technology companies over there in Israel,
yeah,
and basically, they always pushing for wars over there. The regime, I should say. There's no good side, bad side. There's what I call cabals or corporations fighting, and they don't necessarily want to EMP anybody. They just want to take over another corporation. So.
yeah. An EMP attack is one of my things I would be most worried about.
Well, I blew Kool-Aid, wanted to call him with a couple other people, and why Brian Knight does all this stuff about the sun and the flares and one of the grand solar minimums, because there's actually another solar system that has entered. And what it does, it comes every like 3,600 years or whatever. But what's happening right now is that it's doing a fast pace around our solar system, and then eventually it will pass by and do a slingshot out and go back to its normal, thing. But when that happens, you can have earthquakes. You'll see plasma in the skies. You'll see basically a reset of society every 3,600 years, and every 15,000 years it gets really close, or 12,000, 13,000 years, depending. And so that's what you're seeing now, and that's what they're hiding.
Wow.
And that, I think we're getting ready more for a CME and magnetic plasma disturbances.
Yeah. I actually agree. Seriously, something.
Yeah, you've seen the magnetic pole shifting way up.
It's crazy. It's off the charts.
Right, and you'll see the east and you'll see the north and south magnetic lines shifting.
Yeah, and where it really is right now, and where it's projected to be.
Really, right now, that magnetic is right there in the middle of the country, going towards the coast.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Now today, I thought I felt that around 2:30 today over here in the West Coast. I live in Eastern Washington, Spokane area.
Oh yeah, what was the Richter on it?
Well, there was an earthquake. Somebody said, I haven't checked in Yellowstone yet, or Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an earthquake. Because
you can look at the depth and tell that.
No, I've been through rollers and I've been through shakers and everything else.
Yeah.
And it was not an earthquake that I felt.
Huh.
It was like the earth wobbled.
Whoa.
And that would be the pull from our friend Nemesis and his nice little Nibiru cousin.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you got all this stuff. Tomorrow morning they're gonna be releasing all this information and pictures about the black holes for the first time ever.
Well, the black hole doesn't really doesn't jive with the electric universe.
And that's what I believe in, the electric tetrahedron universe. That's what I believe in. I believe it's all tetrahedrons.
It explains models.
Yeah,
it explains everything.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's the best theory I've heard, and Anthony Patch, I got that through him, and I listened to him so much that it had to kind of explain to me, and I actually met him a few times, and he said he would be on the show.
Marshall? You ever listen to Marshall? I forget his first name.
No, I don't think so. No one with the first name. No one with the last name.
He's been on Coast to Coast and stuff like that. He's been over there at Rex's place, on Big Project and stuff like that. But, he talks about how even if you're underground, you're not going to be safe. And those tunnels, I was trying to explain to Mark that night, I had too many alpha filters. And it came out around when I said, Mark, you sound like my godson, which I love my godson. but he did sound like my gunson and stuff like that, and had the same condition. I was like, and I thought about it, I was like, oh, he thought I insulted him, I didn't insult him. I just said, sorry, my God, which was familiar, So,
Yeah,
that was misunderstood.
yeah. I knew that as soon as last night I seen you in here, and that you're posting great material and very nice, and I realized it was just kind of like a communication problem,
Well, you got to
because
look at the
you
nuclear
know a
power
lot.
plants.
I'm surprised that you actually agree with the universe theory with me. There's not so
Listen,
many
the universe
people
now,
that.
actually,
Yeah, the electric
I'm actually believing
tetrahedral universe. I honestly do believe it, and
right, exactly, Brian. Brian Knight's saying in the chat that, it's a black spear. And what it is it's a vampire. The nemesis is like a vampire. Whenever it goes by the sun, it just sucks down as much energy as possible. And that's what causes those massive flares. Last month, Brian pointed out that there was 3 X-class flares on the sun. Luckily, none of them got to us.
wow. Yeah, the solar flares are a big deal too. And but so, do you think anything about this? Now you never really got into like your expertise when you called in the Moth. So, can you shed any light if you ever got? It sounds like you're probably efficient in a few things,
I do
but
have a little OCD when it comes to pronouncing names, and I used to work at that place called Elbeck before I got married, about 20 years ago, and I know exactly what they make there. We were making stuff, low voltage, high voltage power supplies for the military and commercial applications for aerospace, and also processing sensors. So chances are, if you were on any Navy ship or in a tank or in a sub, whatever, aircraft,
not stationed, but on many ships, but not stationed on one. I was always stationed on shore duty or like a I go out on different ships.
I worked as an R&D engineer.
Yeah.
I've always worked as an R&D
nice,
engineer
nice,
before I quit doing that. Nice. And then, I counted up the last 16 years I've been working on the internet, just doing coding.
Coding,
Mostly Linux.
Yeah.
PHP, MySQL, NoSQL, like Mongo and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Wow. So, that's interesting. So, as far as like the coding thing, so like cryptology and everything, you're probably into that, or at least find it interesting.
So. They have a fancy name for it, I guess.
Well, that's what I did in the Navy. I was a cryptologist, collection.
Yeah, most of the stuff I worked on is power supplies, and I'm not unfamiliar with, how a computer works, because we use little micro boards and stuff like that to actually power stuff. When you're building a prototype,
I know what you mean.
You have the concept, and you throw it together, and you grab off the shelf stuff. You got to make sure it goes to mil spec 468, stuff like that. Because we did, we also had to make sure it passed the Navy and the Air Force standards, and like 1 year I was doing calculations on the components on the space shuttle for the life expectancy in space, stuff like that. Helped one of my sales engineers that I worked with, at LDEC 1 year. I had to go grab a board out of the boneyard because Boeing was saying that when that missile blew up over there in southern Utah, what the hell they call the thing now? I call it a leaking sieve of ice cruise missile. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first generation.
I
had to go grab a board down in the boneyard and rebuild it so we could actually test and prove that it wasn't our component's fault. When our component looked fine, and the one sitting next to it looked like it didn't pass environmental tests at all. So simple stuff like that.
Yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting.
But if you look at Brian Knight's stuff over at his channel,
I was actually just looking at Brian Knight on the chat right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little training with them on OBS so you can get better presentation. No,
Yeah.
it's not the knowledge; it's the presentation on his end.
Yes.
And are you using hotkeys on your OBS?
And no.
Okay, you need to go to your hotkeys in your OBS and your settings,
Yeah.
and that way you can just go ahead when you start it. You can jump between screens. You can just hit a hotkey and it'll move to it, so you can just keep it collapsed the whole time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll do that. See,
Yeah,
that's
and
the thing. I just been learning on my own, and so I
right,
didn't even know what the
and
hotkeys meant.
but you can't use the dual screen, so just for you to know that.
Yeah, okay. I don't even know the dual screen screws me up a lot anyway.
Yeah, and it'll
You
be a lot
know,
easier for you if you look at the hotkeys and keep it in the single screen mode. So when you
nice.
start it up to start your live stream, you can go ahead and start your little presentation of stuff, and then you can just collapse it and then you can get your hotkeys to go where you want it.
Sounds good. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Yeah, because I wasn't familiar with the system, but thank you. That'll help a lot.
Yeah, well, you can watch a little training on OBS and stuff. I plan on training TV and Brian, and we could do like a hangouts thing and do that together. If
Yeah, and then
I'm not the total expert, but I know
yeah,
enough.
no, I just literally I know enough to do a show where I can do the webcam and I can share my screen. That's it. That's about as far as I know. And the encoder software. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did you see my video on nuclear power plants if we get an EMP or CME?
No, I haven't. No, and that's another thing, guys. You guys should subscribe to. You said what? Brian Knight, and then yours is Drop, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll be harder to find. You'll have to get off
Yeah.
my username because there's a few drops out there. I figured out. Yeah, Brian Knight says liquefaction because of the. Yeah, that's true. That's what's happening. That's why those poles fell over there in Seattle. It's going to get worse, and I get off the coast of Prairie.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're actually. He's saying the same thing that I say, and he watches this guy, and he knows a lot of this stuff too, and so is Blue Kool-Aid. You better listen to people like them because they know what's going on.
Yeah.
We're not headed for war. We're headed for a disaster.
Wow.
I mean, you can hear the wars and rumors of wars, but
Yeah.
morally.
Yeah, but I've always said that. I'm like, people are very focused on that part of it, but don't forget, like, that's nothing compared to when, shit really, it depends on if you, believe in pre or post trib, but, if shit really starts going, if the pit opens.
I don't believe in the earth flipping, if that's what you mean, because it's never really happened. What has happened is that the magnetic poles converge.
No, I'm saying the pre post tribulation.
I read the Bible like a playbook that can be changed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go too far into theology and monotheism and polytheism and stuff like that because, that could get down slippery slope where you can offend people that have been pre-programmed.
Oh, you easily can because, I mean, a lot of people follow it without really studying it. And I don't know, it'd be funny. There's some crazy stuff in the Bible that people don't even realize. But, I read it. I've been trying to understand things more. And, I think Revelations is important to know.
I actually think when you read in the Bible, there's more than one God in there. With a little G, and I think when you look at it,
there are. That's why they're describing Lord God, like the Creator, and they talk about Elohim. That could be Satan. That could be an angel. That could be angels, gods, and magistrates. Excuse me?
Elohim is described as people when they were brought down by the Anunnaki.
It's gods, angels, and magistrates in Hebrew. Yeah.
Right, and if you don't realize the early Israelis or Jews, whatever they're going to call them, they originally were polytheists, and so they actually worshipped many gods, just like the Philistines, and they actually did worship Baal also.
Well, I didn't know that.
Have you ever looked at Brian Forrester's website? He's pretty famous.
Brian Forrester? No. But what's
Okay, well,
what's he about?
he's over in South America right now. He's gone over to Egypt and the Black Goo and stuff like that. He's a good channel to follow. He's actually an honest archaeologist.
Yeah.
I pray to God that my niece doesn't get too much on the truther side, because she just graduated as an archaeologist. She went to the school over there in UK for 4 years and stuff like that.
And then I'm looking in chat, and West Virginia prepared mines here. Nice. Just looking, Brian Knight's here. So do you guys like work together?
Yeah, he provides some videos because he's a sky watcher, and I'm not a sky watcher. I'm stuck behind a computer all day, but basically, I don't want to tell you I can see this stuff. Really don't.
Yeah.
And yes, Country Mouse. I expect the Long Valley Caldera, which is much more expensive than you think it is actually connected to the Yellowstone on the same part of it, in a way, to go. And I think most of Southern California will be gone. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
And there's another...
I wasn't even thumbs up at that. It was to Brian Knight, by the way. As you said that, I gave it thumbs up. Like an asshole. But no, I was doing it to Brian, what Brian said.
Well, your name's Matt, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I always got along with Matts. So,
yeah.
One thing I could say is that we need to look a little harder at the agriculture system on the Grand Solar Minimum. You've noticed that we have massive crop failures in the Midwest.
Yes, big time.
Okay, well, we've lost a large percentage of our crop. We are a breadbasket to the world.
And it's by design. Agenda 21. You know, it's just they've like cornered the market on everything.
Well, it's actually, Monsanto's made seed that, nobody...
Yeah, Monsanto, exactly. Monsanto is the one, and they'll do things like, even if the federal government will come and kill all your bees, if you want to have bees for honey, they'll do stuff like that. Even though, like, there was a guy who almost, like, solved the whole, like, bees about to go extinct thing, and they shut him down. I don't get it.
Well, there's other insects that pollinate besides bees. They're specifically talking about honeybees.
Yeah.
Now you have you have no problem getting plenty of yellow jackets and hornets and everything else. Yeah.
So I mean, it has to do with something. I mean, what else are they attributing it to? Climate, or is it just less people?
Well, the climate is
less people farming the land. I mean, there's less people farming. Everything's urbanized and gentrified, and there's less people actually farming the land as well.
Well, if you throw a bunch of chemtrails or sea trails, they should call them, into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you look at the ionization from the plasma, and the plasma is getting closer because the atmospheric...
I think you're right on, brother.
The atmosphere is getting closer. Maybe they're trying to fend off something that ionize it up there quicker so it doesn't burn the ground. Because we actually have seen stuff where people go out for 5 minutes in the sun and they look like they got toasted in a microwave.
Yeah. See? Yeah, that's exactly what I think. That's very true.
And that whole program originally started back in 1948.
Oh, that long? I was thinking, like I knew like late 50s, early 60s. It was kind of...
No, well, that's when they really kicked it out. But 1948 is when they started doing it.
Yeah.
So they knew that.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Adam with the tunnels, tunnels, there's always been tunnels, okay? And sure, they're making a bunch of new tunnels, but what have the tunnels always been used for?
In cars or mining.
Well, they've been used for mining, but the tunnels, they're like the tunnels over there underneath London, which nobody talks about. Nobody knows why they're there.
Sewage, I guess, or escape.
No, these are tunnels that aren't full of sewage.
I know that under Paris there's a whole tunnel system. It's like amazing. The whole thing is like this, like crazy. Some of it's like hasn't been explored for years. There was a movie about it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
curious,
They're
and
all over the
there's a
world.
bunch of dead
China,
people under
Russia.
there. Yeah, but
Yeah, well,
but I heard
that's
that the
the
Paris one is like really like the story behind it's crazy. But no, tell me.
Well, that's always been used as a safe way to transport stuff. Instead of being robbed on the road, you could transport your
Makes sense.
stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
From.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And what has been the major thing of the evil cabals of this world been doing with those tunnels? They've been transporting slaves and
People. Yeah, organs.
Yeah, and or just stockpiling stuff, and they leak down there. Do you think they're going to let you into a tunnel? There's one over in West Virginia. There's two of them. I've been to the two in Missouri, over there in Springfield and up in the other city. I've been there. I've been inside of them. They don't let you in unless you are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yep, I absolutely got it because I was stationed somewhere that was. And
they've actually put a bunch of transformers down in those tunnels. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, some of those tunnels can't hold the really big ones, but they've had enough. They've shipped them inside of there too. They've got all kinds of stuff stockpiled. There's businesses in there that you never hear about publicly. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, it's true. You don't. I didn't even know they changed the name of where I was. Like, from one thing to another. They never even heard it. They didn't. It was never in any of the night. I get all the Navy magazines. Didn't even see it. They just keep anything to do with that. Even something that simple, they keep secret.
If you actually look at the Navy map, go look at China. It's underwater completely, almost.
Yeah, that's another thing with it's our Navy that makes us so superior to other countries militarily. Because with the Army that China has, some of the technology that China and Russia have, it's really our Navy where we are unmatched, even a little bit. And that's a powerful thing.
If you look at the coast of China and how many resources we have along the coast there, they're boxed in.
Yeah, they are, and
totally boxed in.
And then there's our Navy, and then allies, and yeah.
Exactly.
But the thing is, when something's boxed in or cornered, it's still pretty powerful itself. That might be when the tariffs, everything. They might come to a point where, that's basically what happened with Japan. They came to a point, they looked at their country, they said, well, if they keep squeezing us on the oil like this, we're not going to last 6 months. So.
Well, that's what caused World War II.
Exactly. With
Roosevelt
Japan.
did that on purpose.
Yeah.
FDR did that on purpose.
Oh,
definitely.
Definitely. Their country wouldn't have been able to sustain their current rate of oil usage and defend itself at all in 6 months.
Exactly.
So
and Roosevelt did that on purpose to actually get us into the war.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You just dropped the truth right there.
Yep.
Most people don't know that. They don't understand when World War II started or even one.
Yeah. Well, I was stationed over there in Hawaii, so it was like a big thing. We used to go on pride runs, and they still left the buildings on this one place in Fort Island as is, with all the bullet holes.
Did you ever get over to Guam?
No, 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 never
Oh,
took
okay.
one.
Well, the southern part over there, that you can look down into the water. You swear to God, you're looking down an aquarium full of tropical fish. But if you want to eat good, you go up to the Air Force Base up north. I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
I've been there.
Yeah. Wow.
I was U.S. Reserve. I was one active, three, reserve, and then, the three, whatever, inactive.
I'm
So
trying to
it's,
read. What is this? Show hide? Where? That's a
well, he's talking about no hide laws. Somebody is.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I know what
It's
those
no
are.
secret that AIPAC actually makes everybody sign a pledge to defend Israel and all that stuff over there in Congress and Israel first stuff. That's one of the cutting points where people are a little bit hurt by Trump at this point.
Yeah, I know it is. It's kind of crazy. And then there's so many dual citizens of Israel and U.S. that are senators, and it's unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable.
But according to the United States Constitution and stuff like that, or whatever, you cannot have dual citizenship.
But for some reason they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy.
I know. Well, it is crazy because actually the United States became a corporation in what year was it?
It's 70. When did you say?
1873.
Yeah, I was thinking something 70. I don't know, but yeah, about that 70s. I know that. I was thinking maybe even 70, 78, 79, but it might be 73 earlier.
Well, that's when they started that crap, and then they actually had to ratify and stuff like that. But
When we really got screwed is when Woodrow Wilson signed over. I think it was Woodrow Wilson, or who? No, who?
1913.
Yes, when he signed over the Federal Reserve. That's when we got screwed.
Actually, the Federal Reserve was on a 99-year lease to print currency for the United States. The coins that you hold in your hand are printed by the United States government, but the paper dollars are printed by the Federal Reserve.
Yes. So okay, but you know what I'm saying, like.
Oh yeah, we could talk. This could be a whole show about it.
Oh yeah, with that. Hold on, I gotta plug you in. I'm just plugging you in because it said low battery. I don't want it to run out.
Yeah, I hear you. If you watch my quantum financial system, say spinal enslavement, you'll understand. It talks a lot about that, about the quantum computer systems that will actually, which they have an upgrades right now.
The quantum,
they're actually
like the D wave and.
Yeah, it's pretty much like D-Wave's quantum computer. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're going to use that. Like the Chinese kicked theirs on June 23rd, 2018. Did you know that?
June 23rd? No.
2018, the Chinese kicked their own quantum computer financial system on.
Huh.
And then they've been using it for social credit scores too. So.
Oh yeah. You knew that was. The quantum. Once that gets going, there's not even gonna be such a thing as like code breaking at a certain point because it's almost like blockchain except exponentially more advanced.
Yeah.
It'll be impossible to break a code. Yeah, it can be like theoretically, and it probably has been, but. Then again, maybe not, because I don't know. But anyways, I wish the guy left the back door. But they said it was done by a bunch of guys. I don't know.
There's always a back door, like on your BIOS.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you lock your BIOS and change the password.
So.
You not do that?
As far as what?
To get into your BIOS and lock the password, change the password. So it's not open?
How you do that?
Well, on a computer, it's pretty easy because you hit a startup key and you go into the BIOS and you can actually put a password on it so they can't actually hack it. But on your phone, you have to have it rooted. You have to have a rooted phone. Most phones are not rooted, So that's why I always buy unlocked phones that are rooted.
What is that word? Say that again. Rooted?
Rooted.
Rooted?
ROOTED.
Oh, rooted. All right. Yep.
Yes, really
Okay.
rooted, rotted.
Yeah, it's my accent. So, but yeah. So, all right. So, all right. That's good to know. Thank you. Cause
I mean,
yeah,
there's
I
really
did
a whole
a
bunch of
show.
subjects we could talk about.
Yeah, I
So,
did a
but
show the other day about that. Somebody called in about that. How they fried the chip and I don't know.
yeah, that thing that was Don, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Dawn. No, it was a
Uh,
female.
okay. But
Yeah,
anyway, so I guess that's enough
it
information
was
tonight.
actually Wilcox, right? No, oh no, was it? Maybe not.
That was
But
a
yeah,
friend of
that was
yours.
yeah, a lot of great information. It's great talking to you. You know, I just gotta, you know, you're great with me. It seems like a different person. It's just the way I think you and Mav just from the beginning didn't communicate well. You know.
Yeah, well, things go. Don't want to
Yeah,
get off too much,
but
Darby. You know, so I don't slam Mark because
dude,
he's a
I'm
good
just
guy.
saying this is a great. You have so much knowledge. This is a great call.
Yeah,
You
so is
know.
Gus, by the way. You know, Gus.
Oh
Our
yeah,
cousin Gus
Gus
called
is
in.
always great. Yeah.
He started out telecom, and guess what? I have guys that I know that are telecoms that work all over the world. You know,
Huh.
even today. So I get, you know, once in a while I get bugged by them. So hey, what's going on? You know,
Yeah. That's interesting.
it's just I did work in the telecom industry. I worked in the medical industry, and I worked in the aerospace industry and military industry for that. So
Wow. So I had a feeling. A lot of different expertise and you know you know a lot more than just what your expertise are. So you know.
oh yeah. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
when I was 16 and I needed a new fuel pump on my car. My old man looked at me and said, "Yeah." I said, "Dad, what's something wrong with the car?" He says, "Yeah, the fuel pump's bad on it." He said, "You know," I said, "What? How long is it going to take to fix that?" He says, "Well, how much money do you have? I'll take you down to the parts store, and how long will it take you to fix it when I tell you how to do it?" You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
man never let me slack. He always made
Yeah.
me learn how to fix anything.
Yeah. My
So
father was like that too. His name was Gus. That's like
yeah,
the
it's a blessing, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I know what I mean, but it's a good thing. It's important. You don't even realize at the time, but you know, as you grow older, you kind of realize the things they're actually teaching you. You know?
Oh yeah. My old man's 87, and he printed me off all this crap, and I've got to live through it. But let me put my reading glasses on because I'm in my mid-50s now and I'm getting old. Um,
No, that's not
One's
old.
called Solely America. Well, the Reset America Financial System in Ways You Can't Imagine. You know, he doesn't stop at 87. He's still there.
Well,
I mean, I've got.
that's the most important thing because it's when people retire or like you know kind of like pack it in. You know that's when they lose their hobby and they just kind of like say that's when people start to go. You know, is
Well,
when they
I'm
aren't
going to tell you one
active
thing
or
that always.
keeping their
I'm going
mind.
to tell you. I'll tell you one thing right now that he told me when I was a kid. We used to go out and we lived out in Vegas. We go out to this dry lake and fly model airplanes. Okay. And I looked up and I saw this saucer about 200 or 300 feet wide in the sky up there. And I said, "Dad, you see this?" I pointed to it and just looked at it and said, "Don't worry about it, son. It's ours."
Huh.
That's when I started getting disclosure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not kidding about that.
Well.
So I'll leave it on that note.
Yeah, that's a good
And
note. Yeah, that's a good note too. And I really appreciate the call drop. I saw you in chat last night. You know, thanks for stopping by. You're a wealth of information and a pleasure to speak to.
yeah, and I'm trying to get all my receipts together so I can get his maximum write-offs for the blood-sucking vampire IRS for the 15th.
Oh yeah,
And I want to wish you good luck on your daughter and your custody problem.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Because, I have seen guys been totally rose screwed. And one
Oh
of my
yeah,
friends, Gary, he had 5 kids. He had to wait 6 years until she finally broke down and he got all the kids. And he had to go over there and give them food and let the live-in boyfriend eat all the food,
Yeah, that would be the worst part.
You know, it's
Yeah,
horrible.
but the good thing is, like, unfortunately, with she's in a bad situation. She's just not capable, and I mean, no one's ever paid for one thing for this baby but me, including her whole family. So and she, you know, she's having problems with mental stuff. So it's
You
just,
know, I've seen it go both
they
ways on
they
both
they
parts.
they
So
kind of trust me. That's why she's with me, and I'll get custody. I think that'll go good. Although
I hope you do because
In Massachusetts, it is kind of, it's like they will, in the law it's written it goes to the mother, but because of the
well, yeah,
situation,
yeah.
it
Well,
won't go like that.
isn't that in today's society actually unconstitutional?
I don't know. It's in the law. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, you would think so with all the
Yeah,
other stuff. Yeah, right.
that it doesn't give you
Imagine there
equal
was
rights, does
something
it?
that said it goes to the man. That'd be gone by
Exactly.
now. You
I
know.
mean, we'd have women's
Sorry,
lib
ladies,
burning
but
right in the streets right there and now. You know,
yeah,
give me a break. If you think about it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, I'll get off and let somebody else call tonight. And it's nice talking to you.
All right, pleasure. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye bye. All right, always a wealth of knowledge there. Drop. So, if anybody else would like to call in, first come, first serve. And I've been looking at chat. Somebody said that it was actually a F-35B that came down. Although, what you're actually looking at is you're looking at an old story. If you look at, I bet you it says South Carolina. If it's a F-35B, I bet you it says South Carolina, which means that that's an older story, and that's the whole point. This isn't the first one. This is the second one. The first one was actually in South Carolina, F-35B, and now a second one just happens being underreported, but in F-35A. So, someone in chat had said that they just found it was F-35B. I think he's just, he or she is just reading the old story. If you read it, I bet you it says South Carolina, because that's old. So that's why you're seeing F-35B. It was widely reported as F-35A. And that would make the most sense, because that's what they're buying like crazy from us. Call on Saturday, Sunday. All right, Brian. Yeah. Yeah, things are getting. It does feel right. Like collectively, we can all feel it. Like all this stuff, it's coming to a head in so many different ways. Just there's been a lot of things. You just feel it in the air. Like there's some kind of absolution. Like soon, and people of all ages feel it. It's not just like people of a certain age are gonna feel it. No, it's young people, it's old people, it's everybody. People feel this feeling, like and some people attribute it to like war, others to Bible prophecy, others to that's just the way we're conditioned as humans. We always feel like there's this thing around the corner, which is true, but I think that now more than ever, it would be plausible that there could be something big around the corner. So, Oh, and Jerry, that's great. The subs are 821. That'd be awesome to hit 1,000. That like just opens up all kinds of opportunities to go. Like once you're 1,000, I think they start to like promote you, or like you're findable. Like that you might like when everything pops up on the right side of your screen and it's like suggestions. You know, if you're looking up something close to what I'm talking about, maybe I would pop up. So that'd be cool. That'll happen soon because I've been going up each day. And I know there's a lot of new people in here tonight. Let me see. Western Marfoogle posted Red Pill saying he's live. Yeah, that should help also. I know. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that was very nice of him. Let's see, oh, I drop. Yeah, it's important to get that last 200 then if you're at the same place I am. You know, what a difference. You know, you actually get recommended. You know, that's how you really grow. I mean, so far I have mouth to thank. Um, and, you know, just trying to be consistent. I had to go dark for a while, but I think I've been consistent since. Again, if anybody wants to call, please feel free. Let me get that number. Yeah, so you know when someone commented on the video, that's what it was. Rivet 06. The Japanese jet that crashed was an F-35B. Wreckage has been found. I think he's getting the two, that story with the other story mixed up. Unless that's the case, I could check it out, but I doubt it. So I'm putting the phone number in. Although you can find it pretty easy if you just scroll up. CJ Blaze puts it in a lot. Then thank you for that. That makes it so much easier. So okay, so right now, you know, let's see. So the wreckage has been found. Let's see. This is very recent, so let's see. Oh, look at that beautiful plane. F-35A. So yeah, we had it right. Japan only has total 13, so you know losing that one's a big deal. I mean, it really is. And you saw the price; it was 127 million each. And because but they are also getting the bees along the East China Sea. Oh, that's got to be a real irritant. Look, that's where they were gonna go. All right, the A's along with some B's, we're gonna go along the edge of the East China Sea. Right here, if you read that. And then all of a sudden, out of their measly, they only have 13. I mean, so, you know, what do you think they did? They took one out. And they have A's and B's there, but it was an A, which most of them are. But yeah, if you read that there. So that's the B, by the way. And they want to put them along the East China Sea. And I don't know, who wouldn't be too happy about that? China, maybe. I mean, and then again, they'd be right there by North Korea as well, so they wouldn't like it either. So that's interesting. Because that's what I've been thinking the whole time since the second I saw it. I was like, I'm going live with this story because I think this is an act of aggression. I honestly do think that. All right, so if anyone else wants to call in, now's the time because it's 3:16 here, and I do have a daughter, so I'm going to take one more phone call. If you guys, if not, that's fine. I just figured, if Marfoogle wasn't going to be on after hearing him, and then he mentioned my name, so I'm like, you know what, I might as well just go on. So in case anybody had anything they wanted to, get off their chest, which turned out a couple people did, so that was good. And so unless someone's coming on about to call, I'm gonna call it, just because I gotta sleep before I get my daughter up. And tomorrow, and I'm exhausted. Tomorrow, I will be on, of course, and as always, if I pop up, in the afternoon, that means I'm on to something, and we're unfolding a breaking story. Other than that, per usual, usually about 10 p.m. Go live. All right. Sometimes a little earlier if I get my daughter to bed earlier. All right. So thank you for joining me. This is the Red Pill Dispensary. If you enjoyed what you heard and you're new here, please subscribe. Trying to hit that 1,000 mark. Have a great night, guys. And thank you, mods. And thank you to everybody who it's your first time here. This is my third show today, so I'm pretty exhausted. And that's not counting chasing my kid around all day. So it was kind of a crazy day with her. All right, thank you guys.